Hello, and welcome to Japanese craft beer reviews. Today, let's look at a beer from one of the Japanese majors. It's not a craft beer. In fact, it's not even an all malt beer. It's in their Happoshu line, their Kin-Mugi line, and this is a Kin-Mugi from Suntory. And Kin-Mugi has been around for a long time. This line, they have a lot of varieties of it. And they have put out varieties for each season: spring, summer, fall, and now winter, Fuyu. So this is Fuyu no Aji, winter taste or winter flavor, and it is designed to be drunk with winter dishes, as it says. It says at the bottom, drink this with the things you cook in winter. So in Japan, something like a nice stew or a nabe, kind of hot pot cooked in the middle of in the middle of the table, and everybody takes out from the middle of it. So, and they do have a what looks like, of course, a winter scene on the label with snow on the roofs and inviting warm, what might be a nice warm house. The lights from outside, and of course barley at the top. So this is Happoshu, which means it's not all malt, and it's fortified. So it has malt and hops, but it also has an amount of wheat spirits. And what happens with this is it's not fermented out completely, and they add wheat spirits to bring it up to the required alcohol level, in this case 5%. This was released in October of 2023, and I had not seen it until now. I'm sorry, it was first released in 2023, so they have released it again this year. And so they do have another winter version of this with 75% less sugar, so you can find that in the markets as well. Rate beer, no ratings whatsoever. On Untappd, when I checked today, there were 46 ratings, so not so many, and the average score was 2.87 out of 5. Not terribly high. Okay, so 5% alcohol, and I do not have high expectations for this. The Happoshu makers, people in all the major brewers make some version of Happoshu. Generally, they've gotten better over the years at making beers that are not impacted by the spirits so much. In the past, some of the cheaper ones, almost undrinkable because the wheat spirits intrude so much in the flavor. And some of the really bargain basement beers now do still have that character. It really makes it kind of harsh and totally undrinkable. Well, not totally, but almost. And so generally makers are getting better and better at that now. Happoshu is probably going to decrease in popularity because of the tax changes. There's been a gradual, gradated sort of lowering of tax on all malt beers and increase in tax on lower malt beers. And the idea is eventually next year they will be equal. So in the past, people were buying low malt beers or even no malt beers, which we have here, because of the lower price. They were taxed lower, and all malt beers were taxed higher. But they're going to equalize that soon, and I expect the Happoshu, the low malt or all malt, no malt beers will kind of decrease in popularity. Okay, pour out much of this. I probably won't like it, but we'll see. Okay, so it is a nice clear, light gold color with a finger of foam. The glass is from Ise Kadoya in Mie Prefecture, a very good craft beer maker. Okay, you see carbonation. A little bit. Okay. Aroma. Okay, it does have a typical Happoshu sort of rough, fruity sort of nose. These beers are their own style here. You might call it a pale lager, but they don't really seem like it at all. So light fruity, sort of chopped up fruit sort of nose. flavor similar. It's basically like thin, very thinned out fruit juice, apples maybe. Very minimal hopping, almost undetectable. Not very satisfying at all. Yeah, in general, I would think for a winter version, you might want to knock the alcohol up to 6 or even 6.5, but that might make this even more undrinkable. I don't know if they use wheat spirits to do that. Yeah, it wouldn't be so good. This is not totally terrible, but I wouldn't rate it very high. Maybe 2.8 or 2.7, something like that, on rate beer out of 5. So not a very high rating. Drinkable, but barely. This is in there, they call it a rich malt line here, but it's not rich, and it doesn't have as much malt at all. Okay, that's simply for marketing purposes. So once again, this is called Suntory Kin-Mugi Fuyu no Aji, 5%er, 5% haposhu, designed for winter somehow. Well, that is it for today. I hope you're drinking better beer than I am today. Bye-bye.